Vincent Willem van Gogh was a Dutch post-impressionist painter who posthumously became one of the most famous and influential figures in Western art history. In a decade, he created about 2,100 artworks, including around 860 oil paintings, most of which date from the last 2 years of his life. Born into an upper-middle-class family, Van Gogh was serious, thoughtful and deeply religious as a child. As a young man he worked as an art dealer, often traveling, but became depressed after he was transferred to London and was gripped by wanderlust. Let's take a look at some of Van Gogh's best ones. If you hear a voice within you say you cannot paint, then by all means paint, and that voice will be silenced. Paintings have a life of their own that derives from the painter's soul. Painting is a faith, and it imposes the duty to disregard public opinion. An artist needn't be a clergyman or a church warden, but he certainly must have a warm heart for his fellow men. Poetry surrounds us everywhere, but putting it on paper is, alas, not so easy as looking at it. A good picture is equivalent to a good deed. It is not the language of painters but the language of nature which one should listen to. The feeling for the things themselves, for reality is more important than the feeling for pictures. I see drawings and pictures in the poorest of huts and the dirtiest of corners. The way to know life is to love many things. Great things are done by a series of small things brought together. One must work and dare if one really wants to live. How can I be useful, of what service can I be? There is something inside me, what can it be? Do not quench your inspiration and your imagination, do not become the slave of your model. What would life be if we had no courage to attempt anything? There may be a great fire in our hearts, yet no one ever comes to warm himself at it, and the passers-by see only a wisp of smoke. If boyhood and youth are but vanity, must it not be our ambition to become men? One may have a blazing hearth in one's soul and yet no one ever came to sit by it. Passers-by see only a wisp of smoke from the chimney and continue on their way. If one is master of one thing and understands one thing well, one has at the same time, insight into an understanding of many things. Conscience is a man's compass. For my part, I know nothing with any certainty, but the sight of the stars makes me dream.